Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vasel, and today we're taking a look at Leylines. So Leylines is a game from Arcane Wonders, and this is a remake of an older game, Auf Achse, that is a game that won the Spiel des Jahres, a game about picking up goods and delivering them in trucks. So this is a remake of that game originally designed by Wolfgang Kramer. This one has Daryl Andrews involved. I cannot find a lot of reliable information on the internet to tell me exactly what the differences are. The theme is obviously different. The original was about delivering goods in a truck. This one's about picking up berries in a forest and delivering them to, random strangers for goods. It's an okay theme. And I think this one has special powers and things like that. Anyhow, this is a game where you're going to go pick up stuff and deliver. A pickup and delivery style game. Here's how it plays. So there's a large board here with these random places put around the outside. For example, here's the Alchemist and Scribe. Players are going to be getting some starting contracts, and you'll get more as the game goes by. And you need to go pick up these resources and take them. This one needs to go to the Scribe or the music shop. This just the music shop, this the tailor or the Alchemist. And you need to have those cubes. Players will start with a spot to store 6 cubes here. You'll also start with 5 dice. And you'll start with 10 gold, which is the points of the game. You need to get as much gold as you can. At the beginning of each of the 4 rounds, you're going to roll these dice. You may spend 1 gold to re-roll them, and then players will take turns. On a turn, you're going to pick a die and assign it here. And this die is going to do a couple things. It's going to allow you to move and pick up a cube. If you don't like the result of the movement, if you want to move more than 5, you can always spend a die down here, an extra one, so now I can move, for example, 9, but I spent 2 dice to do that. And if I want to pick up more than 1 cube, let's say I want to pick up all the cubes in either my starting or ending spot, I can also put a cube down here to do that. In fact, I could spend 3 cubes, say I want to pick up all the cubes where I start and all the cubes where I stop. And for the most part, that is the entirety of the game, where you'll be moving around and picking up cubes, or if you spend the extra dice, all the cubes. You can be in the same space as other people. And again, your goal is to get to one of these spaces here and turn in those cubes. And in fact, if you can turn in 2 orders, let's say, for example, I went to the music shop and turned in 3 blue cubes and 2 yellow cubes, turning in 2 cards. Not only do I get the rewards at the top here, 3 and 7, but I'll get a bonus of 4 coins, and you get an even bigger bonus if you turn in 3 cards at the same time. There are other spots that you can stop here on the board, and these are the different little stores that are outside here, that these hubs. They don't have as many cubes on them, but that is where you can pick up items and put a contract up for sale. There are 6 different items, each one that corresponds with one of the different colors. And when you go to the store, you can buy these, and they can be used on your turn. Sometimes they can only be used once, like these can be flipped to get a contract or use a resource cube as another resource cube. The satchel just adds 4 more extra spots to your stash. The lantern gives you another quickness slot where you can put dice. The harp gives you an extra die, and the companion once per turn lets you take 2 cubes off of any space. Regardless of whether you buy an item or not, whenever you go to a hub, you must put up one of these contracts for auction. So when that happens, you put it up for auction, and then the person on your left makes a bid. Each person makes 1 bid. When it comes back to you, or passes, when it comes back to you, you can either pay the bid of the highest person. So let's say I'm playing and Joan bids 7. I could also bid 7 and I would win. Or I can let that person win. Regardless, there are these animal cards, and whoever bids the highest will take the contract, and then the other person. So let's say Joan bids the highest at 7. I decide I'm going to pay 7. So I get the contract, but Joan gets one of these animal cards. If I let Joan take the contract, I'll get one of these animal cards. Regardless of which animal card I take, I'll put a coin on the other one, which could, gain a lot of coins if someone takes it. These cards can be one-time useful. This one says discard when completing contracts, take an extra 2 gold. There's a lot of accountants in the game. This one just says whenever you fulfill a contract with yellow resources, you get extra gold. This helpful critter lets you keep an extra thing in your stash. This one you can discard to draw 4 random resources from the bag. Basically jump to any spot on the board and exchange 3 resources for other things. And like I said, a lot of these accountants. Every time someone delivers contracts, night cards are going to be placed face up. And these cards show letters that match the different letter spots on the board. They show you where resources will come in between rounds. With the ones that are face up are all going to get 3 cubes placed into them. You also draw a few extra cards for 2 cubes, and then every spot that doesn't have any cubes will get a cube put into them, and the hubs will always have 1 more cube added to them. Then after 4 rounds, you have some extra points you can get if you can, put some cubes on your contracts whether you fulfill them or not, and you'll add up all the gold that you have gotten, and whoever has the most is the winner of the game. Leylines is a very pretty game. The artwork is very well done. Arcane Wonders does a good job at finding good artwork. The components for the game are fine. The dice are okay quality. The insert in here, again, is kind of okay. But the rules are very easy. It's pretty easy to see everything on the board, and it plays very smoothly. The gameplay itself is pretty basic. You're just moving around the board. It's almost a roll and move. Roll some dice, use those dice to move people, go around, pick up a cube, go turn those up. So what makes this game different? Well, the auction thing is a really intriguing auction. You want to be involved in auctions if you can, because you want to take these contracts, but you also kind of want to lose a contract so that you can get those animal cards, which is a bonus. Now, there are way too many accountants in those things. It's kind of ridiculous that you're playing this cute little animal game and you have 3, 4, 5 mushroom accountants, because that's kind of what shows up in that thing. I wish they had added more special powers at the deck. It feels like accountants are half that deck. But it's still fun to get these things, to get that stuff. It's also fun to do upgrades. I want another die. I want more spots to put stuff. And so you're going to run to the markets, and every time you run to the market to buy that equipment, you trigger another one of those auctions. Other than that, this game is pretty basic. So it's not a perfect game. I want to be clear, I think Leylines is kind of an introductory game to get for a lot of people who haven't played many of these games. If you're a die-hard strategy gamer, there's some things you're going to find that are problematic. One of them is the dice rolling. You may re-roll your dice, as many as you want, up to once for a coin. Well, guess what? If I roll all 6s, there's no disadvantage to that. Rolling higher is better. No disadvantage to it at all. And if you roll a bunch of 1s and pay a coin and roll a bunch of 2s, then you're still going to have low rolls and you lost a point in the bargain. I would probably myself play with a house rule that if you roll less than, 12, you get a free reroll till you have at least more than 12. Something to that end. Now, that's not going to bother most people at all. And the game does let you spend extra dice to have extra movement, or to spend dice more often than not to pick up all the cubes at a spot. You're going to fill up those 6 cube spots that you need, so you're going to want to run around and get the things. And again, where the contracts are on the board, you're like, ooh, we need to get to the kitchen. Oh, it's way over there. All right, so I got to run across the board. On the way, I'll grab some cubes. But honestly, this game has just very simple actions. Move, grab cubes, move, grab cubes, move, have an auction, move, drop off stuff, get your rewards. And it's a bit of an economic game because you have to figure out how much money I'm getting from all this, how much money did I bid on getting that new contract versus how much money I'm going to get when I fulfill it. And you definitely want to fulfill multiple contracts at the same time because then you get those extra bonuses. So it's fun. It's a very fun game. I give this one a 7 out of 10. It's not one I want to play all the time, but I really see a good spot for this when I have people over to my house who haven't played many games. Then this is one I think that they would enjoy. This is a very simple jump into, move around stuff. And the buying equipment, that's something new for a lot of people, and I think this game does well. And the theme is cute. I might be a little bit over this gather berries to deliver for things, but it's probably just as good as going and doing some tough trucking type thing. So that's Leylines. Definitely worth checking out, especially if you are either new to board games yourself or know people that would like them. I'm Tom Vasel. We'll see you next time. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you like this review or whatever you just watched, wasn't it amazing? Check out our channel, Dice Tower. We have all kinds of things. We review games. We do top 10s. We play games live. It's all about board games, but especially the people who play them. Check out Dice Tower YouTube channel.